Hi, my name is Vladimir and I'm the owner of Vanhousing Painters. In this video, over the past couple days, I tried a few different products to see which product works the best for this type of material, which is some type of reinforced plastic, which is usually used on the commercial ceilings for the insulation. And so if you have this situation when you have to paint the ceiling and you have this material, I will show you which product is the best. So I tried 4 different products. The first one that I tried is the PPG Breakthrough from PPG Paints. Second product is the Benjamin Moore Command. Then we have the Sherwin Pro Industrial Acrylic paint. And the last one is the Sherwin Pro Industrial DryFall. For the test, I'll try this product on the scratch test and then also the flexible test. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's see which product is the best. All right, so we have our first product. It does look like they did pass the scratch test, so now let's try it for the flex test. Looks like it did pass the flex test as well. Now let's move on to the next product. It looks like it's not scratching, so it did pass the scratch test. And now the most important, let's see if it's gonna pass the flexible test. So this product is pretty tough. It looks like it's flexing with the material, which is great. So let's move forward to the next product. In this case, we see that the product is peeling in some places. I tried a few different scenarios. In this case, I only did like a light scuff sand, and then I applied 2 coats of paint. So the product might scratch a little bit. So then let's try the flex test to see how the product is it's holding on this material. So when you flex it, it looks like this material or this product it's breaking a little bit. So it's not as flexible as the first 2. Now let's try our last product, the DryFall from Sherwin. Okay, so in this case, looks like the material is scratching, and now let's try the flexible test. So when you flex the material, the product is peeling off right away. So for this type of material, the DryFall it's not the best product. Again, the DryFall it's a good product when you use it on like a hard surface when you paint the ceiling. But when you have this material, these 2 are holding up pretty good. So for this scenario, these products are great. Let's see, for the next scenario, I tried a few different scenarios just to see how the product is going to hold up with different prep work. So in this case, I did prime the material first. So I did a light scuff sand and then I applied 2 coats of material. So let's try the first one. Okay, so it looks like it did pass the scratch test. Same with the flex test. The PPG Breakthrough is holding up pretty good. And now let's try the next product. Okay, looks like the scratch test passed. Now the flex test. It does hold up pretty good, and again I did this multiple times now. As you can see, the product is holding up pretty good when you flex it like that. Now let's see the next one. Okay, so the Sherwin Pro Industrial Acrylic, it's a good paint, it's tough, it's not scratching, especially when you apply it with the primer. Now let's try it with and see the flex test. So when you flex it, the product is breaking. In this situation, of course, nobody's gonna flex it like that on the ceiling, but we wanted to see, we wanted to try in this situation and see which product it holds up the best. So yeah. Now let's move to the next one. Okay, so in this case, the product it's not scratching as easy because we did apply the primer first and then 2 coats of paint. But when you do this flex test, this product is pretty stiff, and it's breaking and it's peeling pretty easily. So again, the DryFall didn't work for this type of material. All right, and then I have 2 more scenarios where I tried the material. In this case, I did the primer on top of the material with no sanding. So let's see how the product is holding up. Okay, it did pass the scratch test, and it did pass the flex test. And again, I did this multiple times. Looks like the product is holding up pretty good. Okay, same for the Benjamin Moore command. The product is pretty flexible. It does not scratch and does not break when you flex it, so it's good. Now let's move forward to the next product. It did pass the scratch test, but it looks like it's not as flexible, and it does peel off when you flex it like that. When you bend the material, the product is breaking. And next product, our DryFall, it's tough, but it does peel off when you flex the material. So now let's move forward to our last scenario, which is, I guess, the most important. When you apply the material with no sanding and no priming. And why I did that is because when you have a ceiling like that, it's basically impossible to sand the material. In my case, I have it on the table, so I did scuff sand it. But when you have it on the ceiling like that, the material it's flexible, so it's impossible to sand it. So that's why I tried this scenario and see how the product is holding up with no sanding and no priming. So I did 2 coats of paint, and now let's see how it's holding up. All right, so in this case we have the product applied on top of the material. I did 2 coats of paint here, and now let's see how the product is going to hold up. So first one, we have the PPG Breakthrough from PPG Paints. Looks like the scratch test passed. And now we have the bend or the flex test. It did pass the flex test as well. So the product, it bonded pretty good to the material. Now let's try our Benjamin Moore command. Okay, looks like it's holding up pretty good, and it did pass the scratch test. Now I'm gonna try the flex test. Product, it's holding up pretty good. So again, these two are great for this type of material. Now let's see our next products. So it does look like it's scratching. So if you're planning to use this material, I would at least try to prime it first. And then when you bend the plastic, the material is breaking. The product is breaking and it's peeling off. So it's not as flexible as the first two. So now we have the DryFall from Sherwin. So let's try the scratch test. Looks like it's breaking off pretty easily. And now we have the bend or the flex test. I did this multiple times, so that's why there's not much product left. So it does look like this product is not holding, and it's not as flexible as the first ones. The product is peeling off right away. So again, DryFall, It's a good product when you use it on the commercial ceilings that have like a hard surface, but when you have a plastic like that, DryFall is not going to work. So for our test, we have the winners. The first one is the PPG Breakthrough from PPG Paints, and then the Benjamin Moore Command. It's a great product. So if you have a ceiling like that and you want to paint it, these are the best products to use. So I hope that you found this video helpful. Again, I'm Vladimir with Vanhousing Painters. Thank you for watching.